mean, somebody has to do it, otherwise those rabid animals will eat their own tent.
All right, back here at Occupy Raleigh, they're meeting. Activists are linking up together, various organizations and individual activists and whatnot, as well as the occupiers building the Occupy movement. They're reconvening at the meeting right now. This is Amherst Live on Ustream.
I'm the man, so you
Okay, guys, we've got about 20 minutes more, which makes it hard to start a second real serious round. So I want to take some suggestions. I'll take 3 suggestions. We'll do for the next 20 minutes. Suggestions?
I don't know if all the occupiers here spoke. I would like to hear from the rest of them real quick, even if you just want to do a brief thing.
Okay, let's finish the occupies, and then at that point, whoever needs to leave can gradually drift away without formal closure, and then I will be the person to lock up at whatever time I feel like it, which might be around 10 o'clock. How's that sound? So let's for sure hear from everybody who's representing an occupation.
Or any group.
Yeah. Any
Even
group.
if you're with Occupy and you're also involved with another group that you haven't talked about yet.
Yep.
Okay. I already said I'm a 1%er, but I retract that officially.
You
As a 99%er and an occupier,
bless his
the
heart.
top 3 things that I want to do, we talked about this, but I kind of want to restate it because I feel so strongly about it. We talked about it in our own group, or in Occupy Charlotte, but I really feel very strongly about the top 3 things that I would do. Is reestablish the middle class, and the second thing for me is I think that people should have a right to education, and the third thing is and in that priority or whatever, and the third thing is healthcare. I think that healthcare should be more affordable and more appropriate or whatever, or I mean better and more affordable healthcare.
Okay. Is there anybody else from a different city occupation, is what I meant to say? And then we'll go with individuals. Wilmington?
Wilmington, yeah.
Okay. Great. Awesome.
We have, we're at our city council meeting this past Tuesday, and we introduced the model resolution of anti-corporate personhood, and it's been tabled for further consideration by our city council. We think we have probably, we're gonna send some letters out to the members of city council to persuade them, and so that's where we are on that right now.
Could you describe how you went about that? Like what was your process for bringing that motion to city council?
I wasn't the one that actually did it, so we actually have several veteran activists in the area that were involved in the Vietnam War and lots of things. So they do a lot of, they're just used to getting ticket permits and everything, and but basically, it was very simple from what I understand. That you just Monday, our meeting is on Tuesday, and so on Monday you go in and file for that to be on the agenda.
I think I read a little bit in Dylan Radigan's book about the city council resolution, and the first thing he suggested, I think, was to know somebody on the city council and get them to introduce it. So I don't know if anybody's familiar with that Dylan Radigan, greedy bastards, that whole get the money out of politics thing. And I'm hoping there is, because I got too many balls up in the air to lead that one right now, but he talks about exactly what you're saying, the resolution.
And it was modeled on the movetoamend.org.
Okay.
That was where we got most of our speech that we gave to city council was modeled based on that. I mean, pretty much in agreement with it anyway, and so. We also have a couple of things that ideas we're kicking around now. I mean, we're dealing with the fact that, it's the same thing that everybody's dealing with, that we have like 80% of the 99% that don't realize that they're part of the 99%. And, it's, we're a party town, and a lot of people, we got a lot of our young generation isn't coming out to stuff. Even though they've got student loans and all this debt that they're mounting up, and trying to bring people out. We've had several people that, have actually taken on 2 jobs. They were part of Occupy to begin with, and they've started taking on 2 jobs just to get by, just to survive. While the 1% continues to get richer. So I don't know how we're going to overcome that. We had some ideas of maybe getting involved in like alternative energy, different things that we think people in our community are interested in, that would get them coming to GAs, that would make us look like we're doing, would prove to them that we're doing something. We have a lot of people that they're tuned into the corporate media, or they don't listen to media at all, and they have an idea of what we are, that we just don't do anything, and so they don't come out. We're trying to look into how to overcome that.
I think that's a common issue, try to reach the people that either, support us but aren't active or don't even understand that they should support us.
I think the answer is usually to actually do whatever most of you believe in the most. Actually, even if it's 3 people, actually do it. And as long as you continue to do things you believe in, then build, it attracts more people. It doesn't have to start big.
I know I'm like new to Raleigh, and I don't know a lot about like the Occupy movement here in North Carolina, but I'm learning more about it, more and more and more. And a big part of it that I noticed in San Diego, that a lot of my canvassers that worked for me there, they were part of the San Diego Occupy movement, and they had like an information tent at their group, which I'm sure you guys have an information tent as well. And one suggestion that I had to them was, instead of having a tent, because people are lazy, and we know this about human beings in our race, so it's like, instead of having like a tent where people have to come to get information, taking the step forward, like with the Weaver Street Markets here, that's something I noticed that is a pretty amazing place, and they have the Community Nonprofit Day, and I talked to Linda Fullwood and talked with her, and now I'm set up for like 12 or 16 days for Community Nonprofit Day, and they can have up to 10 nonprofits at a time, where you sit out there with a table and you talk about what it is that you're doing, and you pick the best representatives that you can have, the people that can, attract everyone, every demographic, you know what I mean? Because that's what we are all about, is attracting everyone who cares to these issues. So you find the people that can represent everyone accordingly, but like just going out there, because you can do it anywhere. I've noticed this, just canvassing for Greenpeace for so long and fundraising for the organization. You can go apply for a table outside of Dillard's, you know what I mean? You can go apply for a table outside of Food Lion. You can do exactly what the Girl Scouts are doing and sit out there and have people come up. Yeah, this is what I do for a living. So have people come up and like talk to you about what it is that you are representing, and actually be really active about getting people involved, because that's one reason that the San Diego occupiers got really frustrated, because they felt that people just weren't like getting involved, and they should be, you know what I mean? And San Diego's a party town too. It's beautiful, woo, burritos and surfing, that's it. So with it, it's like there's a way, if people can get more active in the community just by finding those events, finding the farmers markets, finding like the places where you can go and set up a table and just be like, boom, I'm here, here's all my stuff, let's talk to people, and it's a little mundane, and you have to do it day in and day out, but it works. I'm stoked to be the Weaver Street, but they have that starting in May, when they have the jazz brunches. They'll have 10 nonprofits at a time, and you can apply for a table. And the lady Linda is phenomenal, and she's like, everybody come.
Does it have like a website, or how do you?
Yeah, it's just weaverstreet.com. It's just their website, and then right on the front page it says Community Nonprofit Day. Apply here. And I was like, oh, apply,
I
I'm
wonder
gonna
if there's
apply.
a place to find out who all has these, I mean, around the
I mean,
area,
I'm
or
a
is
great
it-
resource for that, because for the past 24 days that I've been here, all I've been doing is looking for places that we can set up our representatives and our canvassers, because, there's not a lot of, like, street areas. We've got, like, Fayetteville, and we're out there all the time, but there's not a lot of street traffic areas, so that's the one thing that I've been doing nonstop for the past 24 days, is finding places that will allow for us to have a table and reach individuals. I mean, we can even go to the Raleigh airport. It's free. Yeah, you just
That's
have
what I was
to
gonna
apply
ask you,
for it.
like, what kind of stores, and
Yeah.
they don't charge you?
No, no.
Well, it depends on the
Do they have to
property.
grant?
It
Well,
depends on.
yeah, it depends on the property. If it's like North Hills or like Cameron Village or something like that, like some people are pretty strict, you know, like people like the Fresh Market, you know, it's fancy and they don't want anybody out there. They don't even let the Girl Scouts do it. The Girl Scouts are a menace.
They have a nonprofit day.
It's not really, but.
I mean, but
kind
you
of-
can't just go out there, like, you have to
Yeah.
have permission.
Yeah,
as
you have to
well.
just fill out, you have to go through, you have to jump through hoops. That's what you have to do. And like my job
Asking.
requires me to jump through hoops all day long. So it's like there are many places around here, and a lot of people that I've encountered that have called Greenpeace and say, yeah, I want to come work for you. A few people have done other types of nonprofit work, and we have this particular girl that works for us that literally just went to like Dillard's and JCPenney's and said, can I set up out here and talk to people? And they said, absolutely. You know, what's your nonprofit? What do you do? What are you doing? And then it goes forth from there. So it's just something that we've learned over the past like 6 years as the Frontline program has gotten involved, like just what we can do to engage people.
And do you think you have to be a nonprofit registered organization to do it?
Not necessarily, you know what I mean? We have a really big name, so people want that for us, but depending on your organization, I'm not really sure. Some people just allow for whatever reason it is.
Yeah, get it.
Point of clarity, I might have missed it because I came in late. Did we finish hearing from all the occupations?
Oh, yeah,
that are
sorry.
here yet?
I think we just have Wilmington and Charlotte and WNC.
I got really excited.
Anybody else?
There was someone from Chapel Hill, James, but I don't see, is anyone else from Chapel? He's outside.
Chapel Hill, yeah, we had, did we hear from them yet tonight?
I think he was the only one.
About the, the Anarchy Bookstore, which is.
Well, to bring back what you were saying for Wilmington though, is again, setting the idea of starting small, having a table, that's grassroots, that's foundations. That's connecting people, that's what works, actually.
And the table is safe for people. Tents might be scary. I don't know.
If you're not
I
actively
mean,
recruiting,
just to be honest, you know what I mean? So
You
it's
know?
like a table is
Yeah.
easy.
Well, the
Flyers
word
are easy.
occupy is scary for the administrators, so we may have to start just setting this up under our own names.
Yep.
And just really letting the issues be the basis of our discussion instead of occupy and a big poster, or occupy. So it depends.
We can have themes, we can focus on themes,
Yeah.
right? There's a lot of ways to do that.
Yeah.
We don't have to be put in a box, put
Yeah, if
ourselves
you have
in
any
a box.
questions, you know what I mean, and you wanna powwow, like, I'd be more than happy to lay the stuff that I've
What's
laid
your
for
email
Greenpeace.
address?
Oh, it's L Maley, M-A-L-E-Y.
Okay, a little more free-flowing now, so we'll do this
Greenpeace.
for another 10 minutes, and then people who wanna leave can leave. It's almost 9. Yes, ma'am.
Basically, I just wanted to give you some advice. Like, I have some friends in Wilmington. They're very conservative, but when I start talking to them about the issues, they're very receptive because I bring it to them in a nonpartisan approach. Since you are in a party town, you do have some people who are kind of more not conservative politically, but just conservative socially, who would probably really be on board with the Occupy movement if you kind of just, dress it up a little bit and just give them the information, share information in a nonpartisan approach because Wilmington, it seems like a very liberal city, but it's just a lot of partying.
Yeah.
So, but like I said, I do have friends there who are conservative who actually agree with a lot of the Occupy movement and they want to do something, but they're kind of unsure what they can do. So, I was just saying that might be a little something.
Okay, yesterday, last night we had a potluck, so all the local activists can get together and unite in solidarity. And there was an organization I learned about last night. I'm sure some of you know a lot more about it than I do, but it's called Food Not Bombs. And they were talking about, how they go, sometimes they dumpster dive and get food that's not bad at all, but you have these corporations throwing the food away and how we should go and get that food and feed other people. So I just wanted to bring that so more people could look it up, because I'm going to look up more about it, and I want to be more involved with them, because we have starving people in this world, but yet you're throwing away like good food that a lot of people could eat. And I don't know if some of you from last night know, but some of the food we ate came out of the dumpster, so, but it was still good. I don't have a problem with it. But I just wanted to bring that to people's attention, that organization. I think that you should look it up and learn more about it and get more involved with it as well.
City's emergency.
I like those.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Trey, I like what you said, Trey.
Craig.
Craig.
City, yeah.
Okay, cool. I'm like,
Okay, I think we have
He's
one
occupied
person.
Charlotte.
Taylor, did you have your hand up a minute ago, or no?
No, but where are we in the, are we still introducing ourselves to each other, or are we doing the three most important thing, or?
We're in free flow, just
Okay,
organized free
I
flow.
got a free flow thing to put in here, that just
All right.
concerns outreach,
Well, just
something
free.
y'all might be interested in doing. The city of Raleigh trains people how to use their public access channel, news station, all of their equipment. They're given the next class is on the 3rd, and 5 of us are going there to get trained. And we'll be able to produce Occupy TV shows. Public access.
Wow.
And so, you know, we would need contributing people from other occupies. We'll, you know, I think you get the picture.
Wait, is that next Saturday?
Yes.
And what time is it?
I think it's at 10 o'clock.
And where is it?
I've got all the information on the track thread,
Okay.
not in my book.
Track
It's a-
thread, all right.
so-
We need to know more about that, we need to get the,
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a track, thread on the forum called Occupy TV.
So anybody can get on the air?
Yes. You have to be trained and you have to pay a yearly fee.
How much is the fee?
I don't know, it's
probably
gonna be
not much.
nominal.
How did we forget about that? I mean,
But
that's
so
like-
far, Josh and myself and Stormy and Kevin,
That's great.
yeah, Stormy and
and
Kevin
we
are
need
really good
5,
about that.
so we need another.
Let's get Garrick
They've got their
involved,
own
if he's
equipment too, I'm
busy,
sure
but
Kevin would
he
be,
knows
I
television,
And Kevin's
you know?
on.
yeah, you'd be
I'd
willing
be
to
glad
teach
to
for
help
sure.
write, you know. I'm not so big in front of a camera, but I'd be glad to
Hello.
help write
Okay,
stuff.
but you just need to go through the training session, it doesn't take long.
Taylor, talk to Carol in Chapel Hill. She has her own HD camera. I'm sure she could
Oh, we
provide
use all
content.
their equipment, I mean, we use their studio.
Yeah, good. I can't believe I didn't think of this.
Really good news. That's really good.
One thing I'm kind of wondering if I can talk without coughing, because I've been doing that a lot. For really like all the groups here, you know, all the different occupations, there's a lot
Okay,
of
hold up.
different.
We're still doing free flow and an organized free flow.
For all the different occupations here and for all the different, you know, nonprofits, activist groups, whatever you want to call us here, I'm wondering, you know, what are some ideas that people have for different ways that we can work together, even though we're like separate groups in the future?
Well, I'm gonna jump right in immediately because it fits in with what we're talking about. I'm not gonna miss throwing out an idea I've been throwing up for a while now, was in this Reap2Sow group that we have, which is literally, you know, that's what this meeting is like. It's about, you know, coordinating with each other. I'm thinking one of the first 2 Saturdays of May, we want to get a date for this big consciousness raising fair, otherwise known as a rally at the state capitol. And I'm hoping that the whole state can be here. You know, I mean, representatives from the whole state. I could go into a lot of detail about it if you want to hear it, but I don't know that I need to right now. It's a pretty creative rally. It's not your average rally, but the main thing I would want to say about it is that, just like I learned today, to get somebody's phone number rather than just give them my card. You know, we're prepared to take information from people. We're prepared to reach out like we never were when we had that first big rally. Now we can be organized. This is going to be years, this movement. We know that. This is a gigantic issue. And I want to have the next rally, you know, and I know I'm not the only one, in the beginning of May or the end of April, the beginning of May is probably, and then another one around October before the election. You know, but one, we can take in information and get more organized and have a great experience together because we do it well.
Mike, is this the thing you're talking about, every state having a march on the same day as?
Not at all, no. This
That's
is
a
a
difference.
rally that we can plan, just follow, to show that Occupy Raleigh has organized itself and is inviting people. The biggest question we have to ask people is, how do you want to contribute? I believe, like JFK said, people, want to ask to be, what can you do for your country? And people actually want to be asked. They want to, say, how can I help? We have the answer to how they can help. But we have to have the answer, we have to give them the answer. What is it? We have to be organized. We have to tell them, this is how you can help. Not the most articulate expression of it. I think I get the point across. So.
I think like in between the big action days and rallies and stuff, like what my answer to that would be like, in San Francisco, they have something called Hellraisers Happy Hour, or like green drinks is in a lot of cities, and like meeting people who aren't here, like App Voices and 350 and Croatan First, that are already established networks, like having something like, it doesn't have to sound good like Hellraisers Happy Hour, but it can, because it's sexy and people will come. And if you're not 21, then make it like a non-alcoholic event or something. But in between big days of actions, it's important to have things like we have right now, because I know like 25 more people than I did before. And like that, number one, it makes people feel good and feel like they're not alone. But number two, it's like people are going to know places where they can go talk about Occupy Now. And we know more people. So it's like in between those days of actions, it's important to have phone numbers to follow up with. But it's also important to have events where we can see each other's faces and say, what's our next meeting going to be for all of us, not just our group, but with other groups.
That's why we're here. Consistency, follow through. But keep going one at a time.
I was just gonna say, so you're asking how to get everyone together, but everyone, like Occupy Charlotte should go to, Greenpeace rallies, and Greenpeace should come to Occupy, Occupy rallies. Like, in Charlotte, a lot of the Greenpeace are having 6 consecutive days of action in Charlotte at Duke Energy headquarters, and a lot of people from Occupy Charlotte has been going to them, because it's more of, this is a citizens issue, it's a people's issue, not just groups. So.
Okay, guys, it's 9:05. Those who need to go, want to go, looking for a way to slip out, feel free to start. And I'll probably actually kick you out.
Before anybody
45 more
leaves.
minutes. I will actually finish up this. I will actually kick everybody out here in about 30 minutes or 40 minutes, just so you know.
Before anybody leaves, does anybody, I've got everybody's name and contact information. Does anybody object to my making a complete list and distributing to all of you?
No.
Yeah, send it to Jim or something.
Lynn, I love you.
Craig, what were you gonna say?
Actually, I was actually gonna build on what she said. Quick story, not gonna be long.
Got your name on a list.
We were talking about doing a potluck, where the different organizations, different people just brought in food, and we ate, sat, talked, got to know each other, interacted, and then we talked about each organization, their goals, what we believed in, and
Community calendar.
And we actually got a community calendar going on, and basically what happened actually that was last night, wow. Last night was that instead of looking at somebody from a different organization, now I look at them as an individual, a person, someone that I know, I like, and someone I would want to help out. Like I added them on Facebook. It was just a good way of networking. If you know the people that you're doing stuff with, you're more than likely actually going to go out and do it. If you're doing it for a friend, you'll do it. If you're doing it for a complete stranger, I'm tired, my back hurts, I got to my hair and do something with it. And I don't got none, but it's just. But basically, it's easier to come up with excuses if you don't know the people. So the best thing you can do is just kind of organize a community get-together, not something where you're gonna jam down what you believe in, or just something structured. You want something that's kind of informal and where you can talk to people.
I'm going to ask Dave on a step myself here. Where did you have the potluck, and how did you?
We have Todd, who's a part of RAND and a part of Occupy Charlotte. Rainforest Action Network. We had a little meeting, and we were talking about what we should do to help people out, and the conversation came up and we just kinda ran with it.
Where
We
did
did
you
it,
have the
we,
potluck, is what I'm trying to.
actually, we had it at his headquarters, it's, a place called Area 15, it's a,
He rents out like a little room in a building, and so everyone went there to meet.
yeah,
So you invited other activist orgs by email or whatever?
yeah, email, phone calls, things like that. It was definitely a quick, it was quick notice, but we're gonna continuously build up on it, where we're gonna have, just informal meetings, just informal get-togethers with activists. We're gonna get more people out there. We're gonna invite another person this time, and we're just gonna keep on getting it bigger and bigger until, we just have a room full or
Is this a
build full of
monthly-
people.
A monthly thing, or?
It might be bi-weekly thing. I mean,
Yeah.
we're just gonna hit it hard and, hit it as fast as possible. Like I said, there's a lot of things going on in Charlotte, and it's like we really need to kind of pull together so we can actually get stuff done.
All right, thanks a lot. Let's see, who's first over here? Down in the end, I can't even see you, go ahead.
So at our last NC Heat meeting, we were discussing ideas about what to do over the summer. And this wasn't my idea. This was an idea of Monse Alvarez's. She's a member of NC Heat, and she's also a member of Raleigh Fist. But we were discussing like really like crucial ideas and ways to connect with people in a very grassroots way. And we were discussing maybe a walk across the state. And what we can do is we can organize in different cities and meet with different people, kind of like what we're doing now, and kind of organize teach-ins, and we can stay at local community centers and stay on people's couches, whoever will take us, and just inform people about what's going on. And I think that's a really great idea, and I feel like, I mean, I'd hope you guys would want to be involved in something like that, so, yeah.
One quick one, everybody know about the Greensboro call on 325?
I do
Why don't you talk about it, Taylor?
Okay, it's a national march to every state, march to their capital, demand grievances be addressed, and don't leave.
When's that?
Huh? 325.
March 25th.
It mirrors the Civil Rights March of the 60s, same date. I want to get information out to as many NC occupies as possible on this. It's got potential to have, to get a lot of attention and hopefully some results. And will probably culminate in something on the National Mall at some point, is my guess. You know, as the next step.
It's in every state on the same day,
And it's,
right?
yeah, it's for every step, every state on the same day, to come in any way you want. Some people are planning on, marching the last mile, some the last 35 miles or more.
Right, I'm working on the permanent.
And, yes, you have a question?
No, I was gonna add to that, there's also a march on March 15th. There's an amendment going through, somebody might have heard about it, that would make gay marriage in North Carolina legal, and also take away rights from civil unions. NC State alums are organizing that to March 15th at the Capitol.
Ides of Love.
Yeah, and there's an Ides of Love web Facebook page you can join.
Come on out.
In on that, so.
We have literature for that to pass out tomorrow.
Is this the First Amendment deal, right?
Yeah, Amendment 1.
Yeah.
Amendment 1.
We consented about opposing that at the last
Yeah,
meeting.
so this march is tied in with that same thing.
Yeah, it is.
I have a question I'd like to throw out. Just when do y'all think would be a good time to have have another meeting, to have these regularly scheduled every 3 or 4 months, once, twice a year? What?
At SWGA, we talked about having SWGAs in different cities every 3 months. That's what we're doing
Statewide
now.
General
Southwest.
Assembly,
Not
statewide.
statewide, it's just weekend meetings.
Oh, I was like, one of these every 3
You
months?
mentioned every 3 months, I'm just saying.
Well, this meeting in particular is this meeting. It's not the general, the whole state
Every week.
assembly. It's.
Can we do it every week, Jim?
Yeah, we did everything.
Well, we have,
People.
well, we have Reap to Sow, which supports the same effort. We don't want to divide.
I'm sorry, I misunderstood, I still don't understand your question.
How often does this group wanna meet? Obviously, once, I would think you'll wanna meet
These
more
people
often.
are from all
The-
parts of the state.
These
not-
people, you know.
Yeah.
I'm throwing out, do y'all wanna meet like every 3 or 4 months, or
Well,
twice
how
a
about
year?
at the next SWGA with whatever city?
Okay, I'd like to hear other people. see
We
what other
could do
people
something
think.
with some sort of video conferencing to get more people
Um,
out.
People might have
I'm
to.
confused about the
So
question.
yeah, I think what Mike is trying to ask is for people who live in Raleigh, or if you don't and you are interested, if you would like to meet again with more local activist groups, you know, how often or when do we think we would like to do that again in the future?
Every 2 weeks.
Is that what you're asking?
Yeah, this is a functional meeting, and the people, I'm asking the people who are here to speak up and say, does it make sense to plan another of these in 3 or 4 or 6 months from now, or not?
How local is local? It's a 5-hour drive.
Well, if you're here, you qualify.
Okay, let me tie this together. There's a lot of overlapping ideas here
Asking for
because
opinions.
there's a major idea going to be discussed later in this weekend about having something statewide where this could be a micro part of the whole statewide weekend. And also, Mike and Stacy and I have done something that's sort of an affinity spin-off of our regular Occupy Raleigh, which is a monthly meeting just like this. And I think at this point, he's proposing perhaps yet another meeting, or maybe not, because we're already having one like this monthly. So Mike, take it from there.
Well, yeah, that's the local for Raleigh people, but obviously this is people from beyond Raleigh. So it's like, whenever I see a functional thing happening, I want to ask the people if they want to plan to make it happen again instead of let it dissolve.
So, Mike, could we do something with a conference call, maybe once a month? That's
Why
less
not?
traveling.
Skype.
We have a proposal.
You do
We
on
have a
Google,
personal
talk to like
statewide GA.
10 other people.
Yeah.
I think Google Hangout. I saw that proposal on the website for the conference calls and possibly a coordinating council, so I think we're gonna get that addressed tomorrow for.
That would be for the
That's an
Occupy.
Occupy, y'all could be, you could join, you can join.
Thank you.
I think we can also, and it can continue the Reap to Sow monthly meetings,
Oh, yeah.
local activist
Oh, yeah.
groups.
Absolutely.
No, I got it.
Yeah. Okay.
Awesome.
Thanks, good, we're moving along.
Okay, so multi-activism is good. Potlucks to do it are good. Reap to Sow meetings are good.
Free food.
Statewide GAs are good. Those are all good times to have multi-activist organizations.
Just put your
And which one you end up
Stacy and
doing and being a
Gideon.
part of right now seems probably very confusing, but it won't for long because things get solved better when you're talking one-on-one than in one giant circle with all these questions. Okay, back to the free flow for a few more minutes. Who else?
I think there was a question asked by Kurt about whether or not, like, how we can continue the coordination of these groups across the state. Something that I would really appreciate for those of us who are sort of in the unobserved part of the state is when y'all are doing a big thing, like, we don't have Bank of America headquartered in Silva or Bryson City. If y'all,
You have a BB&T in Cullowhee.
yes, we do.
It's the only bank there.
Yeah, I know. We also have Mountain Credit Union, which is phenomenal. They're the only guys that offer an interest rate I've seen even approximating the rate of inflation. But anyway, that's a side thing. But if there's a big thing going on and we can't make it the 5 or 9 hours to Wilmington, if y'all have a suggestion for a solidarity event, like, hey, if you can't make it out, do this in your town square, that would be so helpful.
That's a good idea.
Nice.
I think there's actually on Monday, isn't the Occupy supposed to be having a solidarity march, like a candlelight visual on Monday?
That was a call put out by Anonymous. Is recommended candlelight vigil at all the old encampment sites that were evicted in solidarity with all the police brutality that's been going on. So.
Okay. Anybody else?
One of the, Ned with Move On, I think your organization provides a lot about what I hear people saying they want, which is opportunities to network more. They meet at homes, and they have parties, and they watch really informative videos, and I've been too busy to go. But I just wanna bring that out, you know, I hope to get more involved and move on, because you have those living room meetings where people get to know each other.
House meeting.
So, house meetings. So I just wanted to throw it out there.
Okay. Folks are gonna say goodbye here. Thanks, Stacy, for the donuts and helping us.
Thanks everybody. We're doing something.
Okay.
My feeling is
At this point, I'm gonna take one more question, then we're gonna just have like 20 conversations at once until I take you out.
Okay.
Josh, last step.
My question is, to the occupations and the other movements, how much inroads have we made into the faith community of all flavors of faith? Because sometimes that can get us into doors that I'm probably not the one to represent to, like, a priest or something, but faith communities, whether they be Christian, Jewish, Muslim, Hindu, Buddhist, whatever, to look and support, at least to get them out there to at least describe what we do, like interfaith councils and all this stuff, which would help lead us.
Dick tested the waters for that and went here and went around to a lot of churches, and they're really not interested, was the feeling he got.
Did he go to the mom?
I don't know how many, but he went to
I will tell you this, we actually had a guy from the Hindu Center. The guy from the Hindu Center, he actually would make us food every Sunday until our camp got shut down, and I do have to email him. I've been busy, but-
And you should try Unitarian Universalist Church. Those people, okay. Yeah. Those are usually pretty
Alright, so people are just breaking out of the meeting, having individual conversations here at Occupy Raleigh activists meeting to link up across not just Occupies, but different activist organizations and individual activists in the state of North Carolina, as well as regionally within the Triangle area of North Carolina.
Connecting politicians.
Oh, you have a guitar?
Yes.
Awesome. I don't know. Sorry.
Wow, that was amazing that didn't.
Oh, that was fell and... So what y'all just saw was basically a meeting that gathered the local activists and even the regional activists across North Carolina and within the Triangle area here in Raleigh, Chapel Hill, Durham, Cary, everywhere. But the Triangle mainly is Raleigh, Durham, Chapel Hill. So people came together, hosted through Occupy Raleigh, and had a meeting to link up and network and also throw out ideas. That's what y'all just witnessed, was that meeting. And right now, there's breakout sessions with just people, talking amongst themselves. Someone pulled out the guitars, playing. A little bit after this, I guess he said, the facilitator said about, I think, 20 minutes until people have to actually leave the building. They got space to host this meeting at. Again, Occupy Raleigh in North Carolina. And I'm having low battery, so I'm going to grab my extended battery pack. So I'm going to save this video and grab the extended battery pack. I'll be right back.